ASA Pub News. If there's a book you can use, guess what? That's great news. I'll be your host for today's show. I'm Elizabeth, and I have here with me today Stephen Lawrence Hill, Sr., founder, president, and owner of ASA Publishing Company. Hi, Stephen. How are you today?
Doing fine, Elizabeth. Doing fine.
Great. Could you tell me a little bit about your company?
Yes. We're a company, ASA Publishing Company, and we are like a hybrid. We combine we're new traditional aspects of company, which we actually combine old traditional ways with the new type of subsidy, which would allow the authors to be able to have book events, major and minor book events, also be able to keep their own rights to their manuscript, okay, and have the advantage of full editing and proofreading, all of it at one shot. One of the greatest things that I enjoy about that, our company, is be able to give even first-time authors a chance at the spotlight in a major book event.
Wow, that's really great.
Thank you.
Could you tell me how your company is different than other publishing companies?
It's because one of the things is that we have bridged the gap where that one, a lot of authors were falling in the cracks because the fact that they don't get that chance to have a book event. See, there's gifted authors out there, and they want to be able to get a chance to, to see if the books will make it or not.
Yeah.
And one of the things about it is that we provide returnables, which a lot of publishing houses today do not even do that anymore. As a matter of fact, I encourage an author before they first go to I don't care what publishing house they go to, they should ask if that publishing house has returnables. If they say no, you just say thanks, but no thanks to the bridge to nowhere.
And what are returnables, and how does returnables work?
Well, returnables is an insurance policy between the publishing house and the bookstores, distributors, and the printing house, basically. And what that is that we actually pay to have books. We're giving a guarantee and a reinsurance to the bookstores that if the book doesn't sell, that they can return them. That is basically what that is.
Okay. And what are royalties, and how does royalties work?
Royalties are just like a financial pay, a monthly check. Well, excuse me. They go by quarterlies. Okay. One of the things about it is that there's a difference between getting royalties from retail versus getting royalties from publishers' compensation net. Okay, and retail is the old traditional way where they says, okay, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and give you 2 or 3 checks, and that's it. We'll negotiate on certain type of percentages. Okay, now you can do that off of retail for the old traditional, but far as any other type of publishing house, they're saying okay, you can have and one of the things about traditional is 4 to 8% royalties, and 15% at best if you're John Grisham or Steven Spielberg, Stephen King, and stuff like that. But one of the things about it is that there isn't really no such animal as getting it off of retail, because it's a published compensation that, now think about it logically. The book sells, I'm going to give an example. The book sells at $10 a pop, just $10. Okay, then the bookstores, like Barnes & Noble Borders, which is Barnes & Noble is 40%, Borders is 55%. And if Barnes & Noble says, let's round it off to 50%. So the bookstores get their 50% cut off the retail price of $10, which will be $5. So now you get $5 left over. It's easy mathematics. They don't be an Einstein for that. Then you got the printing house and distributors. Okay, the printing house and distributor says, okay, now I'm going to charge you, let's say $3 per book. Okay, depending how many books will be sold. So they take their $3 out to $5 and leaves you with $2. Okay, now the $2 is what the publishing houses will get. So we get $2, and we have to distribute that. Everybody hands in a pot. So now we have to, that's publisher compensation net. So now the $2 have to be distributed between the publishing house and the author. And that's how the author gets their percentage. And that's where it's an ongoing quarterly, not just a 1 and 2, two or three paychecks. Okay? And that's basically what that is. It's where it's a publisher compensation net, and it's everybody getting their hands in the pot. The bookstores, distributors, printing houses, and then they give it off to the publishing house. So really, technically, there's no such animal as getting a royalty off of a retail price unless you basically gave your rights away and you're getting 1 and 2 checks.
Okay, and I understand you pay your authors like 60% royalties?
Yes, still trying to do that. We successfully did do the 60% royalties. The hardest part in this for our publishing house, which is a nightmare, is that, like I say, returnables, it only takes one author in a whole publishing house to do something where it causes a termination, or the bookstores turn the books back in, and then it disrupts everything within the publishing house, and it destroys the insurance. It destroys the royalty that goes out for everybody else, because a publishing house can be instantaneously bankrupt. And a lot of publishing houses either go to the wayside or they try to come up from that. So we did successfully maintain that 60% royalties, but it's a slow and ongoing process because of returnables. And we wish not to, do with returnables, because that is the one thing that actually allows an author, a first-time author, to get a chance at the spotlight.
Wow. Thank you for coming in and explaining your company to us and showing us how that works. Thank you for joining us today. We ask that you join us next week with our next segment.